Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, Chevrolet Bolt is in the news. The brand new Bolt's been on sale for a couple of weeks, but only in 2 states inside of the United States. But by the time September rolls around, General Motors is going to slowly roll this thing out to the rest of the country. So if you've got a little hankering for almost 240 miles of EV rangy goodness, Chevrolet Bolt may be the car for you. And coming as soon as September, you'll be able to get it from sea to shining sea here in the United States. Next up on the list, Mini showing off some teaser shots of the brand new Countryman. This being the John Cooper Works Edition. I guess I shouldn't call them teaser shots. They're showing full-blown shots of this machine ahead of its debut, which will be in a handful of weeks. And even though it doesn't look it, this vehicle is new inside and out. In fact, it has grown a fair amount. Over 6.7 inches longer overall is this machine, 2.9 inches longer in wheelbase, and 1.3 inches wider overall. The vehicle comes with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, making 228 horsepower and 258 pounds-feet of torque. That is shifted through a 6-speed manual transmission or an 8-speed automatic. The vehicle comes exclusively in all-wheel drive. 0 to 60 comes in just 6.2 seconds with a top speed of 145 miles an hour. Mini hasn't released pricing or availability on this machine as of yet. I'm sure we'll know that information in just a handful of weeks' time. Next up on the list, a lot of people may be upset, especially media folks. This is the brand new 2018 Ford Mustang. Yes, oddly enough, this vehicle made its debut at the Detroit Motor Show, but getting a lot of the press angry about this wasn't exactly easy, because basically they debuted this machine after all the mainstream press had already gone home for the Detroit Motor Show. In fact, it was a couple of days into public days, the public offering for this show in Detroit. Now, let's talk about the machine and not all the weirdness that happened around it. The nose is a little bit sharper. It's got a little bit of that GT350 look as far as the nose is concerned, including a lot smaller opening air inlets, brand new daytime running lamps, and brand new headlights in this that are completely reshaped from the last go-round in this vehicle. New hoods involved in this deal, and obviously 2 brand new front fenders. There is the same treatment out back as it does get a revised rear bumper and rear fascia. This vehicle doesn't have a lot of newness just on the outside. Some of the inside gets a lot of work as well, including the 3.7-liter normally aspirated V6. That is gone from this machine entirely. Won't even be available in this vehicle, as it's going to go on with the 2.3-liter turbocharged EcoBoost 4-cylinder. Also a 5-liter normally aspirated V8 that we had in the last, or I guess I should say current generation, of the Ford Mustang. But both of those engines get brand new port fuel injection and direct injection, which means that both of these power plants are going to receive a power upgrade, even though Ford has yet to announce those particular numbers. Both of these machines can be offered in a manual transmission. The new EcoBoost transmission has been widely updated, so it's going to be completely new inside and out. Also, you can get a brand new 10-speed automatic inside of that vehicle as well. Optional Magna Ride control for the first time on this particular machine, and also a 12-inch instrument cluster ripped right out of the Ford GT will be on offer for this vehicle, at least in some of the option list. Ford is yet to announce pricing on this machine, but they say that it will be available in fall of 2017. Next up on the list is a Corvette with a little blast from the past name to it. This is the brand new 2017 Chevrolet Corvette Yanko Grand Sport. That Yanko is the name from the past. Old Don Yanko had a Chevrolet dealership back in the day, and it was big in the high-performance scene back in the muscle car era. Now, this doesn't just get the name from the past and the fancy striping kit. This vehicle is all about the business. The LT1 normally aspirated 6.2 liter V8 gets a lot of upgrades, including a supercharger, kind of to bring it up to that Z06 deal. But they also completely redid the bottom end. New crank, new pistons, and new rods. And they've actually stroked this machine as well. It goes from a 6.2 liter V8 now to a 6.8 liter. And the power goes up fantastically to 800 horsepower and 750 pounds-feet of torque. Now, you can get this particular package from the folks over at General Marketing Inc. and Specialty Vehicle Engineering that's actually doing the package for your local Chevrolet dealership. It will cost you an extra $46,000 over the well over $66,000 that it's going to take to get the base edition Grand Sport. But only 50 units are going to be built for the world, so this thing is going to be a rare bird. Next up on the list, we got some teaser art, a little bit, of the old 720S from the folks over at McLaren. This vehicle, what widely regarded is going to be the 720S, will be the replacement for the 650S in McLaren's lineup. This vehicle is going to make its debut at the Geneva Motor Show in just a handful of weeks' time. Now, basically, all you get to see is a little bit of the rear wing and a little bit maybe the tail section. Maybe it's going to get some new lighting situation in the back of it as well. But we'll know a whole lot more coming up in the first part of the Geneva Motor Show, which, just like I said, is in a handful of weeks' time. Last up on the list, the folks over at GM Authority are announcing that the Chevrolet SS will be no more after the year 2017. General Motors has passed up on the updating of this, well, this Australian-based monster, this well over 450 horsepower, normally aspirated V8 that's inside of this beast. I absolutely adore the Chevrolet SS. Massive amount of power, not to mention that kind of, I don't know, incognito styling, so you can kind of go unnoticed a little bit. Sadly, sales have really been terrible for this machine, so it's not a huge surprise that this deal has actually gone down. General Motors have yet to announce this officially, but GM Authority has already been announcing it as of now. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Sorry a lot for the voice. It's really gone downhill just in the past couple of hours. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time. Or if you'd like to friend us over on the Facebook page, the link's down in the show notes. That'll take you right over there. You can like us over there. Check out all the stuff that we do over there as well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.